Very good afternoon, everybody. Hi, my name's Lenny Hasan from UEM Sunrise. I'm in the sales division from marketing and sales department. So I saw some of the faces that went to our previous event in St. Regis, and thank you for coming again. So today I would like to share, maybe because the time quite limited for me to present, but what I would like to share today is that for those who really looking forward to invest, to buy property in Iskandar, in Johor, maybe I could share what really happened now. Because as a frontliner of the company, we meet up with customers. We deal with customers. So we answer some of the inquiries, some of their maybe worries, or some of the good news that they are experiencing while buying property in Iskandar. So this is what I'm going to share today. Yeah, a little bit about our company. Yeah, maybe some of you already heard the UEM Sunrise. You come to JB, you saw the bunting, the banner, the big billboard on UEM Sunrise. Now I'd like to share who are these big boys that you saw when you come over. Yeah. So, okay, before they're preparing the slides, so UEM Sunrise is actually a subsidiary of UEM Group. So UEM Group is a publicly listed company where we have a business in the property development. We also have infrastructure. For example, the Plus Highway, when you're going to Malacca, to Kuala Lumpur, you took the Plus Highway, that belong to UEM Group, part of our our master company. So, and UEM Group is actually belong to Hasan. Hasan is a investment subsidiary for government of Malaysia. In Singapore, it's Temasek. So it's equivalent to Temasek in Singapore. So we are related to the government of Malaysia. So we are quite stable. We are a very stable company indeed, and we are the master developer for Iskandar Puteri. Yeah. So among our projects that we develop in Iskandar Puteri as a whole is a master developer, and then we have few townships. We have in total 5 townships within Iskandar Puteri. Township means that we develop the township where it consists of different type of residential. There's a commercial component in it, and for the residential part, we have high-rise, we got landed. And we also into industrial segment. That's where we have the Nusajaya Tech Park, where we joint venture with Ascendas in Singapore. Okay, and aside from that, we also manage retail outlets. For example, like a Mall of Medini. This is a mall within the Iskandar Puteri, so we also run and manage that. Okay, so these are among the property development that we are into in Iskandar Puteri, and we are like to share what are the other things what been happening now and what's happening in future. Okay. And later part, I would like to share also about one very special development called Estuary Garden. Estuary Garden is the first landed project within Puteri Harbour. So this is a freehold project where it's just completed. The price starts from about 400,000 Sing dollar. It's an amazingly good price for a landed property in Malaysia, if compared to Singapore. So this project that we have, that we currently for this year is a C50, as you know, that we are celebrating 50 years in the property industry in Malaysia. So we throw a very good rebate for this year only. We started off in August this year and it ends until next month. Okay, so we have offered a very good price before, but now with the C50, we have a double up the rebate. So that is why we're coming to Singapore to share with you what are the attractive offers that we have at the moment. Okay. Some of, among other things that I would like to share later on is the lifestyle that we are having in Iskandar Puteri. I know some, for Singaporean, because I used to work in Singapore for about 9 years here doing properties as well. So I understand that some of the concern that people have when they're buying property in Johor, in Malaysia, is that maybe they wanted to know what's the infrastructure like, how accessible it is if I buy property in Malaysia, in Johor, and then who are my customer will be, who going to rent my place, or in future when I decided to sell my property, who are the people that are going to buy my property. So these are the things that maybe I will share later on here. Okay, just to touch on the Iskandar Putri, for example, Iskandar Putri is one of is like a pearl of Johor. Is located in a very strategic locations, very close by to the second link. I'm sure most of you have went to Iskandar Putri, and we have make Iskandar Putri as a place, as a destination where it can cater to foreigners, to expats that coming to Johor, to Iskandar Putri. So we did a lot of placemaking events. So placemaking event is basically an event where we attract foreigners, we attract people from all over Johor, and we attract people from expat as well. And as we talk right now, today, even starting yesterday, we have this event called Stylo Gentleman Event. This is a very exclusive event that we call, like, for example, they're introducing a new Rolls-Royce. We're having there at the Putri Harbour. They're introducing the new Rolls-Royce. We even invited Jimmy Choo, the very famous shoe designer, to come and do some fashion show at the event. So these are examples of placemaking event that we're having in Putri Harbour. And we have that quite a lot along the year. And now towards the end of the year, we're going to have a more event like this. So by having a place like this, event like this, it attracts people to come to Putri Harbour. So just now, some of our speakers, they touched on about supply and demand, okay? Yeah. And okay, demand-wise, yeah, no doubt at the moment, the supply of property is more than the demand. So, but there's still demand. Yeah, there's still demand. So what you need to know is that where does this demand goes to? So it's very important for you to go to find a property where the demand is. So now I would like to share, okay, why Iskandar Putri, why Putri Harbour is one of the favorite places where people demand to stay, where people demand to live. Okay, this is overall what I shared earlier about our company. We are so Hazana National is the Temasek, and then we belong to UEM Group, which is also in the Plus and other development. Yeah. So this is among the project that we handle. We have a township development, we have niche and high rise, and we also in KL we have Mon Kiara. Mon Kiara is like Bukit Timah in Singapore, so where the high-end project is. And we also have in Australia, we have Aurora Conservatory, and this year we have Mayfair. Okay, we also into asset management. We have Mall of Medini, and not forgetting the locals, we also have affordable housing for the locals, and part of it also industrial, like a project with Ascendas for Nusa Jaya Tech Park. So this is another project that we have. Okay, this is Putri Harbour, Mon Kiara in Kuala Lumpur, a landed project, Eshwari, Emilia in Gebang Nusa Jaya, and all. Okay, these are among our international project that we have, which is in Australia, we have in South Africa, yeah, and okay, Iskandar itself, bear in mind that we are the master developer for the Iskandar region, and these are the 5 zones. I'm sure everybody are very well aware of the 5 zones, okay. So, okay, this is the foreign investment that come in Iskandar. So these are among the top tier. The Singapore is among the second one in investing in Singapore. And we know that the investment come from not just in residential, come in industrial sector, in service sector as well. And the other country also catching out. Like for example, Korea, we have a lot of Koreans coming into Johor. Okay, these are among the investment. Then this investment that come in are not just news a few years back. These are what already happened, some of it, and already coming in and start already within the Nusa Jaya. So, Ryan Koo mentioned about the car parts, BMW, it is true. This is all happening quite very recent, which is in 2017. Okay, we are into a robotic industry also. Jacob is a company with a local base, and then we are into food development also, where we are approaching Chinese company to certify them as a halal, because the market for halal certification, halal food in Southeast Asia is so huge. And in Iskandar Putri, or in Malaysia, Johor, we have a land where they can build up factories that at a very minimal cost. Yeah? So these are Hershey's. Okay, Hershey's, if you are is operating in Senai, is already there. The factory is open and it's running. People, they open up and then they will focus in the Southeast Asia market. Okay, this is into the industrial part where we do joint ventures and more big names, foreign names are coming in and set up their food in Iskandar Putri. Okay, these are Singapore company. I make a quick Google on this company. They already open and start operating in Kulai. They still maintain their Singapore office, but they already kick start in Kulai, Malaysia. Okay, this is a golf course. Anybody of you play golf here? Okay, if you play golf, I'm sure you know about Els Club. Els Club is a golf club that owned by Vijay Singh, the top golf player. Okay, this golf course is in Desaru. Okay, we ourselves, we have project in Desaru, we're going to launch next year. So they have 2 golf courses over there. Being international players, Vijay Singh, and then this brand able to call golfer enthusiasts all over Southeast Asia. When I was there, I met people from Indonesia playing golf there, from Thailand, they're playing there in Desaru itself. So we are not just pull up the crowds in industrial sectors, in residential, but also in the more towards tourism sector and service sector as well. Okay, talking about property-wise, yeah, I'm sure a lot of you knows that in Malaysia, if you can see from here, a lot of states, the threshold is about 1 million ringgit. Okay, but in the more progressive states, for example, like in Selangor and in Penang, it's already touched 2 million ringgit. Okay, Penang. Indeed, I have a newspaper cutting saying that the chief minister for Johor saying that we might increase the threshold to 2 million ringgit in future. So this is actually a good indication that the demand is strong, especially among the foreigners. Yeah. Okay, just a quick comparison between Iskandar Malaysia and the other countries in Southeast Asia, how the property ownership, the land ownership differs. Okay, for Thailand and Cambodia, they have some restriction. For foreigners, you can buy our landed property, but at a very high price bracket. Yeah, same with Singapore. If a Malaysian wanted to buy landed here, you need to either buy in Sentosa or you have to buy property 2 million ringgit and above. Yeah, and same with Philippines, they don't allow that the foreigner to own a land. Okay, but different with Malaysia, where foreigner can own a landed property, and the title is theirs, with it freehold or leasehold. Yeah, the only cap is that the only restriction is 1 million ringgit, but they are previously started from 250,000. Yeah, then it increases to 500,000 and then it's to 1 million. So some of the property, foreigners, Singaporean can still buy at 500,000. And we are glad to inform you that in Putri Harbour, we still have property priced above 500,000 where you can buy. Okay, we have very limited numbers of properties left at above 500,000. Okay. Okay, so I would like to share here who actually buy property in Iskandar, Malaysia. Okay, in all, we have 5 categories, and they are people from a region within previously Singaporean and Johor. We are very close together, and for them to buy property in Johor is like something natural. But as time goes on, with the infrastructure in the Iskandar, Malaysia have developed, we have seen people from outside, Indonesian, Thailand, but it goes beyond that. We have more people coming from China, from Korea, from Japan that started to have higher and strong interest towards Iskandar, Malaysia. Expect working in Singapore. Okay, this is a true case. We're selling a project Estuary, and the buyer, he's an expert. He's a French guy marrying a Singaporean lady, working in Singapore, but they're looking to buy property in Estuary Garden in Iskandar Putri. It's a landed property. When asked why he wanted it, because he wanted to have children, he wanted to have a better lifestyle here with the kids, sending them to international school, buying very cheap household products, buying grocery shopping and all. So it's a lifestyle, that kind of lifestyle and saving that they're looking at. Okay, Singaporean will buy a second home. I think a lot more Singaporean that thinking of retired in Johor, they go Johor quite often, almost every weekend or 2 to 3 times in a month they go and they're spending at least a night or even a day trip. So for them, they know that where is the best makan place. In Johor, where's the best asam pedas? Some of them know better than me. Okay, so for them to think of buying a second property in Johor is a natural thing. Yeah. Okay. Singaporean who have businesses in Johor, there are a lot of tauke, a lot of business owners who started to open up a branch in Johor. So those who are into production, they open up a production, they buy a factory or business to set production in Johor because of cheap labor costs and cheap operating costs. But they still have their service or office in Singapore. So they wanted to have a property in Singapore because they can use it for their staff accommodation. They themselves can stay there and save on the hotel and all. Okay, and Malaysian who have PR status in Singapore, these are people that buy our property, and these are the people that we encounter from time to time that walk into our sales gallery. Okay, these are among the highlights of Puteri Harbour, because if you can see here, these are what we are having almost on an annual basis, this kind of event, this kind of hype things, and these are the crowds that come when they have event in Iskandar Puteri. So if you notice who are attending this and the event that we're doing are catered not just for local, but also for expat. That means we are expat ready. Puteri Harbour is expat ready. So when foreigners who come here, they can enjoy this kind of activities there. We have a Jazz International event, which is going into their 3rd year now. And then we have East Carnival in December. And even next month, in November, you're all invited to come to Puteri Harbour because we have a Japanese theme event called I forgot the name, Matsuri, something like that. Okay, so it's a Japanese theme event. So all are invited to come. So, okay, these are true things that are happening. I mentioned about the demand and the interest from Korean are getting more, right? Why? This is one of the reasons. The demand and is so strong that an airline, they have come to open to Senai Johor. Okay, Jin Air, they have about 2 to 3 times flight direct from Seoul to Johor in a week. That's why more and more Korean have come. We have seen, if I share with you later on Eswari, they are the 2nd top purchaser for landed property in Johor, in our project. Yeah, from Korea, from Seoul. And when asked why, I met with the agent, why more and more people come? Okay, the reason they're giving is that first, because they want to send their kids in a English medium-based schools. Okay, because we got Marlborough College, we got Raffles, and then we have other tertiary education in English. Secondly, some of them buying for retirement. Okay, this group of people, they buy because they want to have better air quality. To my surprise, better air quality and a less hectic lifestyle is compared to in Seoul, in Korea. So that's among the top reasons. And thirdly, because of businesses. Some of them have business operation outside. So they started to buy property and then offices and factory in Johor, Iskandar Puteri, and naturally they will buy property. Okay, and this is a real thing that, okay, now we are into November. In December, we're going to have a group of students from Korea that we come for a holiday camp in schools, in international school in Iskandar Puteri. We have one round of event with them in August, where about 60 of them, kids plus parents, they come and they stay here for about 3 weeks in Iskandar Puteri. So they stay there because they went to the school. The school organized activities like English class and then some art classes, things like that. So the parents enroll their kids to these schools, and at the same time, they rent the places within Iskandar Puteri. They want to have a feeling of how is it like to stay in foreign countries. So surprisingly, after they came, they have good response because when we have event, we invited them, they start to ask, how much property you are selling? Can I buy? They ask more questions about how to own property. So that is how the interest grew. And that is also the reason why the take-up rate, rental rate for Iskandar Puteri is increased. Yeah, because more of things like this. Okay, and other things why people buying in Iskandar Putri, for example, like this, is a government office is within Putri Harbour itself, very close by. When government office is there, you can rest assured that you'll be there almost forever, you know, for you to do some transaction with the local, no issue, and you'll be the safety also, security will also increase because it's nearby the government offices. And then we have a tourism, leisure hotspots. You know, when you go there, you want to know makan place, where to hang out, you know, to get with friends, to buy groceries. It's all within. These are among the infrastructure that are already there and run and smoothly. Okay, talking about education, these are the lists. You know, okay. The good thing is that if we go back 5 years ago, when they talk about Iskandar Malaysia, they list down these are the universities that are becoming, these are the names that we operate. It's actually really happening. You know, that's the good thing about, for Malaysia, yeah, because when they develop Iskandar, they have an aim, a target, and everybody are working towards the target. Maybe there's some, you know, slow in the completion, but it's getting there, and it's really happening. If we go back, maybe 5 years, look at your presentation, the picture you took during any of the seminars, you can see this name, and it really happening. And they got students enrolling, more and more coming up. Okay, Newcastle University, Raffles, okay, they are opening. If you go to the campus, because we approach them, we want to know who are their customer is. So when we go there, we look at the numbers, it's getting more and more. The activity that they done, you know, and then enrollment is increasing from time to time. Okay, healthcare, I'm sure some of the hospital, they allow for Medisave deduction, right, among Singaporean. Okay, another, aside from the Singaporean, if you know, this is my personal encounter. So I went to Batam, to Tanjung Pinang. They have a ferry to Johor, to Stulang, to Putri Harbour, a day about 2 to 3 trip, you know. And who are the one that going there? Is people from Indonesia buy tickets for medical checkup in Iskandar Putri. They go by day. It's a day trip. Morning they take the first ferry, and then they took the last ferry back. It's a day trip for them. They go to hospitals in Iskandar Putri, you know. And some of them, even if you go now to, of course, we don't want no issue to go hospital, but if those who went to, like for example, to have a treatment in Gleneagles in Medini, the queue is very long. You know, the doctors are very busy. If those who want to deliver a baby, they have to make a very long appointment with the doctors because the take-up rate is so good. And then talking about Gleneagles, opposite is Afiat Health Park. Last time it's a sold-out project. A lot of Singaporean queue to buy that. The rental, the short-term rent, the Airbnb is having very good. You know, the take-up rate is very good. So medical tourism is another sector that actually growing in Putri Harbour, in Iskandar, Malaysia. Okay, so this is Putri Harbour. I'm sure most of you went there, have a look. But wait, this is an old photo. So these are not up to date, yeah? So let's see, how does it look like? You know, this may be taken about, what, 2 years ago? So where are we now? So let's check out, how is it like now? So this is a public marina, okay, where those who have a boat, they can park here. And here, this is another marina actually meant for bigger ship. So bigger ship, maybe in future, like in Harbourfront, yeah, they have the cruise, they can park there in future, yeah. So is this a second link? So you can imagine that what happens in like a Harbourfront, where they go big cruise from time to time, and it's very busy when they have a cruise stopping there. You're going to happen also in Putri Harbour soon. And Legoland, you know, they are opening up. This is one of the development, Tiga. Ryan mentioned about penthouse there. We got total 9 penthouses. We only left 1 unsold unit. So you can imagine the 8 sold, 2 is rented out, so the balance be only occupied. So it's the view during the daytime. And then, so in Tiga itself, we also have projects, yeah? And there are even just very few units below 1 million ringgit, where foreigner like you all can buy and own. And Tiga is among the projects that are popular among Koreans. They like to stay there because of the facilities. They're saying that we have a very huge areas just for facilities. And it's, even you check their like a Korean website, Tiga is very, very popular as well there. So whenever we have event like earlier where we show like East Carnival, whenever we have big event like that, the take-up rate for properties in Puteri Harbour increase, shoot up. Even like normal weekend without big events, people go there for Airbnb, staycation. They rent out a place like this because they have a very, if you go there, please come, our salesperson are more than happy to bring you to the actual unit. You can feel the breeze, the feeling, the openness there in Puteri Harbour. Walking distance, you can go to Starbucks, you can hang out with your friends for beers and all, just by the marina. And as you know, as we have a lot of residents, Singaporean and expat, that owning a property here, not to worry on the security as well, because the demand, we handed over to the owner, and owner have one very high standard of service. So that's why the security, the maintenance are all well taken care of. These are along the Puteri Harbour, the marina. And moving forward, we have a lot of retails name that coming up. You know the different UEM Sunrise, and for example, the big boys in the construction industry like UEM Sunrise and Sunway, originally from KL. So when they come in set foot in Johor, they bring along names, retail names that already in business in KL. For example, Sunway, they managed to bring like a Jaya Grocer, one of the household name in KL. And for us, we have a Publica. If you go to Mont Kiara side, there's a Publica retail outlet. We're going to bring some of the KL names into Johor. This will be, and the first place that they're going to be will be in Puteri Harbour itself. Okay, so one of the Mr. here mentioned about connectivity, about transportation. Yeah, how is it like to convenient? So just to share with you, when we have event in August here, I myself wanted to try how is it like, how convenient it is to travel by using public transport only from Singapore to Puteri Harbour. So at the time, I parked my car in my office in Anjung, which is in nearby in Puteri Harbour, in Nusa Jaya, near the Maidin there. So from here, I took a MRT from City Hall, go to Boon Lay, and then alight there, take a bus, the yellow bus to the custom, and then from custom, and then go to the Nusa Jaya to take my car. So all in all, it's very smooth. Okay, it's a weekday time, but of course you need to go before the 5 p.m., the 6 p.m. to avoid the traffic. But surprisingly, the time I took is much longer in MRT from City Hall to Boon Lay than the bus from Boon Lay up to Nusa Jaya. So it's that convenient because we know some of our Singapore customers, they go to Nusa Jaya, to Johor, Iskandar Puteri by bus, by public bus. And it's good because it's quite smooth ride. You know, it's via the second link. If you wanted to go to maybe City Square, without to do some eating or shopping, then you can take through the Woodlands. But I'm sure we got few buses like in Kranji, you know, Station, Newton, everything. There are few buses that can bring you to Johor with very smooth. Okay, these are example of ferry terminal. Currently, we have 2 operators, but this month we're having the 3rd operator in the ferry terminal there. Okay, going to Tanjung Pinang to Indonesia. So why from 2 to 3? Demand. The demand is increasing. Yeah. Okay, these are the exclusive offers. For those who buy our property, we call them a Trezor members. So among the benefit that they can enjoy is that we provide a transport from Singapore, from East Ledang. East Ledang is one of our township that can go up until to Jurong MRT. So these are among the benefit that Trezorian able to, among other things, they also can buy like a Starbucks at a 10% discount and all. A few benefits from become, and of course, the next property they buy, they got additional rebate from us. So these are among the buses, that go to all these places. So maybe because why it's good to know? Because when you buy a property there, you might want to know, okay, expect some of them don't drive, but they depend on public transport, aside from Grab, but these are among the things. And this month, we also have another bus called Bus Iskandar, provided within the Puteri Harbour itself, within Indonesia by our company. These are among our community services that we offer to the public. Yeah. Okay, this is about, it's not feasible actually. Why they ask, why in Johor don't have MRT? It's not feasible. Why? Because if you compare the cost to construct an MRT, the station or the rail and that versus the number of people that are going to use it, it's not matched. Because Johor is such a big state, people convenient the cost to buy a car cheaper. So people are buying car more. But to have MRT is not cost feasible. But what we do is that we're going to have a very comprehensive and up-to-date service of the bus. We call it BRT. Okay. Iskandar Malaysia Bus Rapid Transit. So this is what going to happen. It connects. Okay, this is a Woodland and this is a second link. So from Woodland, we go to Lakin. From Lakin, it either go towards north, towards the Senai Airport, or it can go to the west side, towards Pasir Gudang, or go to the eastern side, which is Medina, where Puteri Harbour is. So this is what they're going to develop, a more comprehensive and more user-friendly bus services. And this is how it's going to look like. Yeah, it's already started. We already start to have buses. We only haven't developed the terminals, So it's really going to happen, and we connect people from one place to another very smoothly. Okay, so these are the projects for maybe a quick one. I would like to share with you on Estuary Garden, maybe about 5 minutes. On the Estuary Garden. First landed project in Puteri Harbour, within Puteri Harbour. So we're going to have a tour. So all of you invited to come. And if you register today for the trip, if you're interested, you have a look at the site, have tractor, and if you're keen, place a booking, you'll be entitled for a special rebate. But the thing is, you need to register for the trip today. Yeah. So a little bit about Estuary Gardens. Yeah, it's a first landed project. It has a super link houses. So we got 4 rooms and 5 rooms. So the unique thing about Estuary Garden, as of now, number of sales and booking is up until 60% that sold. The smaller unit, type A, is fully sold, take care of it. So who buy Estuary Garden and where is it located? Later I have a video to show where is the exact location. So who are the owners that are buying in Estuary Garden? So surprisingly, majority of it are foreigners. So, and who are the foreigners that are buying is first, actually Singaporean. Singaporean are the first number 1 owner buying property in Estuary Garden, second Korean, and then come with people from China, Indonesia, and other countries. Okay, so that's mean the design for this unit is appealing to foreigner as well. So this is the newspaper article that I mentioned about they might increase the ceiling price to 2 million ringgit. Like in Selangor, they first start off with the first tier city area where they introduce a higher price. And not surprisingly, in Johor, in future, the price have increased for landed to 2 million. Yeah. And okay, this is, I mentioned that this year is very special to us because we introduced a C50. Okay, no doubt that I mentioned about the demand, the supply. In a way, that last year is a good time to buy. This year also a good time to buy. With this promotion, it's even a better time to buy because we double up the whatever rebate that we're offering. We double up just because it's for limited time only. Okay, it's limited to project in Johor and in KL, limited to 300 properties only throughout. So that is why we offer this special limited package. By next month, we don't have this package anymore. Yeah. So this is a video a little bit on Estuary Garden. So you have to come to feel it and to appreciate it. Owning a landed property in Singapore can be very costly, yeah, but not in Puteri Harbour. And this is the first phase out of 9 phases. So if those who come to know about the project in Iskandar Puteri earlier, some of the development like Isledang, Leisure Farm, Horizon Hill, you know that the first phase is the cheapest time. And compared to now, it have increased a lot 2-3 folds. Yeah, increase. This is going to happen in Astro Garden because this is the first phase that you're going to have. Total acreage about 37 acres now, total of 397 acres in total. Yeah. So this is actual photos that we are showing in the videos because the project completed. So these videos are what actually you're getting. So we have actually taken up, if you notice gardens, yeah, why people like it is because they have a very big percentage area allocated for gardens, for greeneries, yeah. So we don't just take any trees. Bear in mind that this is just completed only, few months old. And look at the trees. We took up mature trees. And some of the trees, actually, we transported 150 originally from the site itself. When we clear the land, we save up until 150 numbers of trees. We save the trees and we transplant it at the site. So that's why you can get a mature trees. This is how it looks like for type C unit. We have a marble parquet flooring, very, very good quality finishing. We even won an award for the quality finishing that we're providing in this year. And this is one of the type where they have, this is a courtyard area. So the good thing is that with the courtyard, you know that you get natural lights in, okay? These are we're just 6 kilometers away from Ashuri Garden, among the amenities there. And we also next to the others, which is the international schools. That will be the end of my presentation. Thank you for staying back. Thank you for spending your time weekend with us. Again, I would like to stress that please feel free to come and visit our gallery. We are more than happy to show you the actual thing and then for you to experience how is it like to be in Puteri Harbour and Iskandar. Our salesperson is at the back there, more than happy to share with you some of the prices, some of the current packages that we have now, and please register for our next tour. Okay, thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.